Next up, let us welcome Mr. Lai Yito, the Design VP, Asia Pacific Bridge Data Center. And let now us welcome Mr. Tan Zimek, the Head of Digital Infrastructure Department, Digital Enablers Division, Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation. Alright, that makes it 3 out of 6. Next up, let us invite Mr. Adi Azlan Muhammad Ali, the Principal Assistant Director of National Digital Department at Ministry of Digital, Malaysia. Next up, let us invite Mr. Peter Murray, the Country Leader for Amazon Web Services, Malaysia, Brunei and Pakistan. And of course, our final panelist, Mr. Vijay Kumar Dainde, the Chief Information Officer at Malaysia Airport Holdings, Berhad.
Hi, a very good afternoon, and welcome to our panel, this session on Malaysian digital infrastructure ecosystem, emerging as data center powerhouse in Asia Pacific. Okay, I guess all of you have had a good lunch and are very energetic to listen to this panel topic for today. And let me introduce myself. I'm TS Dr. Sheila Mahalingam, and I'm honored to be moderating today's session with over of 20 years of experience in IT, network and data center, and currently I'm based and positioned in the Digital Health Division, Ministry of Health Malaysia. With further ado, I would like our panelists to introduce themselves, and please welcome the first panelist.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Toh Layit. I'm in the data center industry for over 20 years. I'm now a Vice President for Design with Bridge Data Centers. And just a little bit background about Bridge Data Centers. We are building around 450 megawatts so far in this years, and we are spending still in Malaysia. So Malaysia is our premier market. Of course, we have others locations such as India, Thailand, as well as Indonesia. So looking forward to collaborating and also exchange with you in the future. Thanks.
Okay, our next panelist.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ziming from MDEX Digital Infrastructure Department. So my team basically facilitates investors such as Layit and assist them with whatever issues they may come across during the construction of the data center. Thanks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi everyone. So I'm Adi Azlan, you can call me Adi. Dr. Sheila is my colleague from Jabatan Digital Negara, and the Ministry of Digital is a new ministry that been brought up early this year. So previously Jabatan Digital Negara is mampu, so probably most of you probably recognize mampu better than Jabatan Digital Negara, but get used to Jabatan Digital Negara, JDN.
Okay, next, would like to invite.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Pete Murray. I'm the country leader for AWS, Amazon Web Services, based here in Kuala Lumpur. Very lucky to lead our Malaysia business. We have a large team here in KL across solutions architects, professional services, technical architects, cloud security engineers, sales and marketing organisations, and really proud to lead this business in what is a very exciting year for AWS in Malaysia, because we launch our AWS Malaysia region, our data centres here in Malaysia later this year. So we've had enormous support from the Malaysian government, which we're incredibly grateful for, as well as massive support from our customers and partners like Exabytes, who I know are very familiar to everyone in the room today. So great to be here. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vijay. I'm the CIO of Malaysia Airports. I think most of you also travel airports in Malaysia. So all the technology of 36 airports in Malaysia, we are taking care. I'm here last 10 years in Malaysia. We love Malaysia here very much. And my team is taking care of all the technology elements across the airport side, and also the enterprise IT. Thank you.
Okay, so as you could see, it's like roses among the thorns. No, rose among the thorns. Okay, so now we have our Power Pack panelists for today, and I guess you guys will be eager to know a lot of things that we would like to discuss in this panel discussion. And now let's dive into our discussion on the evolving landscape of digital infrastructure in Malaysia and its implication for the Asia-Pacific region. Okay, I would like to just give some introduction on this particular keynote topics. Okay, as all of us know, Malaysia continues to have a position itself to become a hub in digital innovation and technology, as the development of robust digital investment and instruction for data center is very crucial right now. And we hope that through all this discussion, we will be established as a very strengthened data center and hub center for innovations of technologies and digitalization. Okay, let's welcome for our first panelist. Okay, I'll just throw the question to any of you. But for the first question, I would like Mr. Tan to give us some explanation and solutions on how would you characterize the current state of Malaysia's digital infrastructure, particularly in terms of data center. So I guess Mr. Tan have a lot of information on this. Let's welcome.
That's a very long question to answer, but I'll try to shorten it. Okay, quickly, basically prior to 2020, Malaysia's data center ecosystem was organically growing, but it tended to be very, domestic focused. So what happened in 2021 was basically a transformation, and we are still going through that transformation right now. And what does that transformation bring? So first of all, it brings the cloud to Malaysia. So just like AWS and Microsoft having their cloud regions in Malaysia, which should be operational soon, it's basically bringing the cloud to Malaysia, which is it's a huge step. It may not sound like that much because we have always had access to the cloud anyway, right? But that access to the cloud was outside Malaysia, which means higher latency for your applications. Uploading data takes longer. So now with the cloud in Malaysia, we are looking at a huge boost in performance when you're using the cloud. But I think what I would really like to say is the real transformation that's happening right now is AI. So basically, if you look at what's needed to basically have an AI server in your data center, your typical NVIDIA H100 server takes 10 kilowatts of power. Most data centers prior to 2020 couldn't even handle a single server. They were all having a rack power of 6 kilowatts or less. And if you have a server taking 10 kilowatts, you need to upgrade the entire data center to basically change the electrical distribution system. So what's happening now in Malaysia, almost all the data centers being constructed right now in Johor and in the Klang Valley are designed to handle these high-powered AI servers. So I think that's part of the transformation that's happening.
That's a great one, exactly. And to add on to this, I would like to get some insight on this public sector part. whereby maybe TS Adi Azlan could elaborate a bit on what are the initiatives that currently on the public sector and the government, e-government, and as well as digital transformation initiative that is being done.
Thank you, Dr. Sheila. All right. If we're looking back at 2021, where the government have come out with a policy which is it derived from the cloud strategy towards the cloud policy that we have in the public sector. So this cloud policy is going to actually accelerate the usage of data centers and also the adoption of clouds, right? So Mr. Zemeng and some of us in the other ministry are in the team when we have CCC that time, right? So this team have come out with a strategy to somehow government need to support the application that embark into the cloud that at the back end is the data center, right? So we look into many area in that data center businesses or ecosystem, they would say. So we have private cloud, then we have public cloud. So we have the cloud framework agreement that is been launched by the Prime Minister that time, 2021, right? Right. Up until now, it will be an end of the CFA term. So we're looking into a new CFA term that probably in 2025. So we're working on it. And yes, for the ecosystem, we are all out. I think the Prime Minister last Friday as well, like Mr. Mahadi already mentioned that in the beginning when he had the opening speech. Prime Minister is much look into the AI to be held here in Malaysia. So his statement that time was, if let's say kata nak buat data center, biasa-biasa punya kita tak nak. Dia kata, so but if let's say kata data center AI, kita akan support all out. So I leave you with that at the moment.
Okay, so let's look at because when we are talking about data centers, okay, the technologies that are trending in, and we have to move together with it. Okay, so there are a lot of emerging trends that lies around with data centers. So to be more precise, okay, maybe I can throw these questions to Mr. Murray or Pete. Okay, how are Malaysian companies basically utilizing these technologies advancement to compete with global?
Yeah, so I'll use a very specific example here in Malaysia, and that's a company called Aerodyne, which I'm sure many of you have heard of. Aerodyne was founded, I think, over 10 years ago here in KL. Kamrul and his team built the business. They're headquartered in Cyberjaya. I think they employ well over 1,000 people and generate a very, very significant majority share of their income from outside of Malaysia. I sort of, every time I speak to Kamrul, I call him one of Malaysia's best kept secrets. It's an incredible story. The world's #1 drone tech company is built, founded, born here in Malaysia. It's something to be incredibly proud of and excited about. Now, so what are they doing? So they started their businesses offering drone technology and drone solutions to industries like agriculture, telecommunications, as well as public sector as well. Multitude of use cases that we can all imagine. But what they have realised is that they were amassing a huge amount of data in all of the operations that they ran, and they were becoming an expert in essentially the way that all drone technology companies would need to operate. And so working together with AWS, Aerodyne have developed a platform called Dronos, which is essentially drone as a service. It's essentially a software platform for drone companies to be able to leverage the advanced insights that they were able to provide based on their functional expertise, and also lean on their expertise in churning over up to 1 petabyte worth of image data based on the work that they're doing in telecommunications. So one of the very, very cool things that they're able to do is create digital twins. So a drone goes out into a country like Australia, vast, with lots of telephone poles out in the outback of Australia. Rather than having one human being climb each pole, they fly a drone, and they are able to create a digital twin of what that telephone pole should look like if it's performing at 100%. And they use thermal technology and all sorts of different technology to do that. The drone is able to patch an image back of the way that that telephone pole is performing, and very, very safely, without any human intervention, and of course no risk to human life, is able to assess, the relative health and which ones need to be upgraded, which ones need to be repaired. So I think they're an incredible example of a business that has started somewhere. They've started with drone technology at their core, and then they've leveraged cloud technology and artificial intelligence to take that expertise and turn that into a product, turn that into a software as a service, which is going to run on cloud technology on AWS, not just in Malaysia, but worldwide. And I think that's, one of the most powerful things about cloud technology is this idea to scale globally in minutes, to be able to come up with an idea, build something, and roll it out incredibly quickly, and not have to rely on provisioning hardware or standing up servers and infrastructures. And when you think about small businesses and growing businesses, they can't afford to do that because speed is an imperative in business. So Aerodyne, I think, is a wonderful example of a Malaysian company that's leading the world here and leveraging advanced technologies and cloud technology to be able to build long-standing, very, very exciting businesses generating huge interest around the world.
That's something interesting. It's a good trending. So a part of that, maybe we can add on if we can get some input and views from Mr. Lee regarding the trends or innovation that you could foresee that this particular digital infrastructure ecosystem can give a new shaping. What are the trendings that we can have?
Yeah, I think we are very humble and also excited to be part of the field here. I think the Malaysian market has helped to actually incentivize the players to really partake in this growing digital economy, right? And we're very proud to be one of the Malaysian digital status company as well that actually arise from this incentive. I think relate back to what Adi and also Pete has mentioned. The use cases is a lot in this growing market, right? And we're proud to also hear that there's a success story in the Malaysian side. So what we would like to also give the audience a glimpse of the future, if I may, is all these businesses and also the ecosystem is going to fall back on the infrastructures, right? So the infrastructure that we're looking at right now as AIs per se, maybe we started off with H100. I think when Ziming and I was we met two to 3 months back, we were still talking about H100. But right now we're talking about GB200 NVIDIA, right? Which is probably 30 times the throughput of what H100 can do. So what this means in terms of infrastructure is we needed more connectivities and we needed more high densities infrastructure to support this kind of growth. And to just give you an analogy, right? Previously we were talking about 8 to maybe 21 kilowatts of rack. Right now we are talking about 72, almost 3 times or 4 times of the density that we're looking at. And how we're going to basically support this is when the trend is going, the evolution on infrastructure must also follow. So one of the field that we are very excited and also being able to partake inside, could co-develop is liquid cooling solutions. So right now we are probably one of the players in this liquid cooling solution that can help and enable the business to actually ride on to this wave of technology by providing the necessary infrastructures in terms of power and cooling to do so. And the more challenges right now for our designer like us is we can't really foresee what is going to happen in 2 months' time or even 1 week from now, because the technology is so advanced and what we can see in the before. So what we need to do is to be agile and also to actually foresee what are the design fungibility that we can provide in terms of modularity and also flexibilities. Just to give you an example, previously we were having our data halls in outer parameters, and our electrical or mechanical plant room was basically in the core and shell in the centers. Right now we have to actually reverse the orders. We have to put all the data hall in the middle so that they are closer to each other. Why, you may ask? Because the connectivity between the power and also the storage and also the network has to be close enough, and think within 50 meters and not more than 50 meters for it to actually scale and also achieve the maximum efficiency. So this is the kind of trend that we're looking at in Malaysia, especially in the AI business. We have to really foresee what will be the next evolution, and we have to play a catch up, but not retrospectively, but actually proactively foresee what is going on to let us scale. Right. The other, if I may, the other good thing about the data center market in Malaysia is growing at probably at 20%, if I last check, right? But I think at some point, I think the infrastructure such as power, which we depend a lot, and also the cooling solution, which needed to actually let us draw down the energy efficient advantage of those latent heat evaporations. Those are basic necessity that I think we, as a player in the market, we will very much like to work with the government sector and also the public and AWS side to see what we can do as industry, right, to help the market really scale. The other part which I can think of is also the trans-regional connectivity that we may need to look more closer, because I think, example Australia and also Singapore, we have a much longer history of connectivities. A lot of trans-regional landing points is already there. But I think Malaysia, we hope to see more of this coming to help us really take advantage of the opportunity here. Thank you.
Thank you. So when we look at the trends, okay, the initiatives that we're going to bring into Malaysia, obviously we will have a lot of challenges and opportunities. Okay, so that will be the analysis, SWOT analysis part, where what are the opportunities and the strengths that Malaysia going to have, and maybe we can have some input from Mr. Vijay, as he's the CIO from Malaysian Airport, where he is working closely with international policies and guidelines. Okay, so can we have on your part of view and solutions that maybe we have, and particularly currently, what are the challenges we have?
Thanks, Dr. Sheila. Before challenges, as a part of the GLC, government-linked organization, right? We do have a lot of assets, which is very much old, aging assets, and then we need to support that. And as technology is every 2 months or whatever, the very fast-pacing change, right? We may not able to adopt to the each and everything under the cloud as so. We have to take a very cautious step. What should be the right fitment for us? So the other way we are also looking into that is most importantly, we are also a lot of data is hosting in our within the data center, but it is a private cloud model. So recently we also developed our own data center, which is a IaaS model in a less than 2-3 weeks time, which is already the free fabricated Lego-like options are available. So which is one part of it, we are adopting this. So when the IaaS, the private cloud and the cloud option, and also we have the public cloud. The main challenges is the talent. So you need to keep the talent to the all that these technologies to be readily available. That is also very important. And the scalability is another important. So we are keep on upgrading the each and every technology. Now the people are talking about sustainability, right? So where the sustainability will be considered when we have these kind of data centers and also the cloud, public cloud and also the private cloud, how we measure ourselves. What is our sustainability growth we are supporting to the net zero or whatever the government regulations we are supporting. So there are opportunity point of view, we need to adopt to the all the core technologies providing by the AWS and also Google, all these guys, what is going to help us. At the same time, we need to understand the multi-cloud and also the private cloud and also the data center, how we can able to maintain the skill point of view and also the uptime point of view, how I will measure the across the all these technologies, the sustainability, how I am supporting that. These are all the pretty much challenges we are also facing, and then we are monitoring this one.
Thanks. So when we were picked up with sustainability, okay, that is the most crucial part that we need to look at. When we're going to make it a hub for data centers, and what kind of renewable energy that will play in shaping the future data center. So maybe one of the panelists can give me the review of your opinion on how we can manage on the sustainability for this engaging with these data centers. Yeah.
All right.
Welcome.
Okay, so the question here is we have a growing demand of power from data centers. So how do we ensure that this is sustainable? So right now, Malaysia's energy production mix is mostly coal. 60% is coal. And national energy transition is now looking at replacing that coal with gas. But I think there needs to be something beyond that. Solar power is obviously one of the things that that is being considered as a supplement to what we are already producing. The only problem with solar is, as you all know, it's not sunny every day in Malaysia. It rains a lot sometimes. So I have solar panels in my house. I can see the pattern is, you only get maximum on a perfect day, 5 hours of sunlight. On a not so perfect day, it can be only 1 or 2 hours. So it's not a coal, or it's not what they call a base load replacement technology. All right, so what is the option from Malaysia? We don't have earthquakes, we don't have hurricanes, which also means we don't have geothermal energy and we don't have wind energy. So we are in quite a difficult position. How do we sustain? So TNB says the order book is for 11 gigawatts of power that data centers are asking them for. That's going to be 40% of Malaysia's production. So we can't be putting 40% of our production into data centers. So the growth, new power must come from somewhere. So I think all of us here are probably not going to take the reality of it is, it may not be popular, okay? But the way I look at it, the only way to be sustainable in the future is nuclear power. So there I said it. The reality is nuclear power is generally safe. If you look at the track record of nuclear energy in the whole world today, there's only been 2 major accidents, okay? So obviously the one that's most recent is upmost on your mind. And every time they discharge water into the ocean, the whole news breaks out again. So, but the reality is, it is not as bad as it sounds. Okay, obviously I don't want to live next to a nuclear power reactor, right? So anyway, what we are looking at, how do we deploy nuclear in a way, let's say small modular reactors, okay? Maybe in the middle of a data center park. So you have all your data centers clustered around one place with a nuclear power station in the middle, supplying everyone. And that could be the way to go, right? So, I mean, I can't think of anywhere else. Maybe there's some alternative energy experts out there might have an idea. But right now, the way I look at it, it has to be nuclear. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Maybe there's anyone that would like to add on this?
Just want to maybe supplement on what Ziming has mentioned. I think reality bites, right? I think it's painfully so. But I think there is already a trend that we need to look into sustainability from a nuclear power perspective, and I think it doesn't need to be as close as possible to our neighborhood. I think with the technology of the submarine cables that we have right now, I think we can probably put that unwanted kind of dangers further from our homeland, right? And then run actually the submarine cables back to where we need the power is. I think they just a thought from my end. Thanks.
Okay, last, anyone?
I think there's an old saying that the most efficient watt of energy is the one you don't use.
Okay.
And so make sure whatever you're doing that you're not over provisioning if you don't need to. And there becomes a very, very strong business case for public cloud, any of the public clouds,
Correct.
of paying for what you use on demand. And I agree completely with what Vijay said. You know, the job of a CIO today in Malaysian enterprise is incredibly challenging. One of the toughest jobs. You have legacy technology, you have the demands of the consumer. You know, Malaysia is I can say this as an outsider, Malaysia is an incredible country to visit, and we want more and more people coming to Malaysia, and their first impression of Malaysia is going to be Malaysian airports. So we want to have the best experience for that consumer. That means the demands are high to have great technology and great experience, but make sure whatever industry you're from and wherever you come from, that you are not over provisioning, because you don't need to anymore. And that will help take a little bit of the pressure off some of those top line, 11 gig targets, if we can get more usage to be far more efficient.
That's great. Okay, so I think will actually make us to have more input on thinking capability of what are the next solutions that is coming ahead. Okay, before we conclude, is there any questions that from the audience? Okay, so as our panel session comes to a close, I would like to thank our panelists for their valuable contribution and insights. And I would encourage everyone to continue exploring this important topic and to stay engaged in this conversation. Okay, and thank you all for joining us for today, and have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our moderator, Dr. Sheila. Next, let us all present the memento to Mr. La Yik To. And up next, Mr. Adi Azlan. And of course to Mr. Peter Murray. And of course to Mr. Vijay Kumar. Alright, panelists, please gather at the center of the stage for a photo session.